What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. Chantal has put up a vlog roughly about an hour ago. 1,500 views, 62 likes. It's called Neutralizing Food. Taco Bell and Quesadilla Fiesta Potato Mukbang. Before I even hit play, this is where she makes her followers, her beezers, look ridiculous. Because they sit here, they champion her, they promote her, they say, good job, keep trying, leave her be. She's trying to better herself. And then, literally, within 24 hours, despite having diet foods purchased by Sala, despite having a refrigerator stocked with the foods that she wanted, despite having all the things she says that she needs, the tools necessary, the coaching, the counseling, the support, she goes right back and orders Taco Bell. And as I said, the reason I believe that is because this is instant gratification. This is easy for her. I'm going to go ahead and hit play. We have the original introduction. I wonder if we've added vlogs. We have not, because clearly this is not a vlog. We're met by a Wikipedia search of learning to neutralize foods. This is going a little fast for me, but clearly this is her rationalizing. So these things have to be searched to be put on her page. It really... Okay, now she's here, very happy. So she's singing, and she's happy. And you can see that she's happy because she has Taco Bell. What is very odd to me is that she is so large that you could not initially tell this was green screened. And her background is green screen. The gaming seat should be easily noticed, but she conceals the whole thing. And the cup actually messes with the green screen. Oh, wow. She just never thought about the green screen with that soda. So she did rationalize this by it being a meal for the two of them. She is just pouring hot sauce on everything. And she's talking about how this is going to confuse a lot of people. And she's going to confirm what she's doing. She's the expert here, so who are we? Pouring more sauce on. She's working on bed. And we have a massive edit. And she's saying this is, the first step. The reality is, I think with her steps, she's getting to the point she can barely make physical steps. It's time to do something drastic. She tried to do that with a 40-day water fast. It didn't work. And now we're right back to eating Taco Bell. And Taco Bell, does have semi-decent options, but this is not it. Sour cream, fried. She's eating this on what appears to be a box. It's odd to me that we went green screen all of a sudden and we've lost the ocean view. If they have this beautiful view, why are we not seeing that? She's saying again, she's not on a diet because it's clear that that word is kind of impacting her in a negative way. And she's talking right now, bed is her main focus. She's grabbing the quesadilla. She's determined what the most detrimental thing is, and that it's bed. I would beg to differ, Chantal. Editing. We are literally at the 4-minute mark, and there's already been 4 or 5 jump cuts. If it's just eating food, what are you saying that has to be edited out? She's admitting the Taco Bell is more expensive there, so they have to wait for Taco Tuesday so that they can get it at a discounted rate. And she's validating all of this by, I can save money, so that makes this okay. The any excuse to give in to what she wants to do is what's being done. She wanted fast food. Taco Bell had a sale, so that's what we did. She's now inferring this is how wealthy people stay wealthy. Taco Bell and discounted food. Discounted fast food. I mean, clearly has zero concept of what she's talking about. She's talking about seeing people who are super wealthy and they're careful with their money. Chantal, where do you see these people? Where have you seen someone that's super wealthy? I've been mentored by some investors that have very much large amounts of money, and I've always been taken back by how they live. Very modest, you would never know. They've written books about investing, and one of them drives a 1987 Corolla. She is just fidgeting with such a small area. You can tell that something is off. Oh, this is not sour cream from the restaurant. This is sour cream that she's added. Good night, Chantal. So now Taco Bell wasn't enough. Adding things to it must take place. This is what turns a meal into a massacre for her. And she's sitting there and saying, I'm not stressing about this. Chantal, you need to be stressing. You're at a very, very tight crossroad here. When you're sitting here and saying, I've went 3 days without eating out, and normally it's once or twice a day. So on top of my bed, I love takeout. So look at all the things that I'm fixing by only having this once in 3 days. Could this have been a solution for you? Sure, absolutely could have. 3 years ago, not today. Today you were really looking at the prospect of loving this food more than you love the rest of your life. And you were consciously making decisions and validating them to continue to eat. And she's trying to show us, she's trying to educate us the difference between bed and just eating unhealthy. I cannot wrap my head around the fact that a week ago, we were going to do a 40-day water only example of how she was going to drastically respond to these problems. And yet here we are, the complete other side of it, where now we're going to champion ourselves for having fast food every 3 days instead of once a day. And again, this is where all the people in her comment section from a few days ago that push back against the reaction channels and say, she can't do anything right. You're not even, trying to help her. Everything she does, you find fault with. She's just trying to better herself. This is where they dramatically lose that argument. Because this isn't trying. This is not trying. And if you think this is trying, then you need to reevaluate try. Because the other day we were looking at paneer, which is that cooked? Is that ate? Where is the paneer? We were looking at a large amount of eggs. We were looking at granola. We were looking at all the food she wanted. And she's sitting here and saying, this is not a binge. Who are you saying this to? Are you saying this to us or are you saying this to you? Because to me, it sounds like you're kind of validating that even though you know that we know what's going on, you think by saying that that's not what it is, somehow changes it. And we've probably used, she says now it's a container of yogurt, but she's putting full-fat yogurt. So imagine this. They didn't give her sour cream. Blessing in disguise. To work around this, she's gotten full-fat yogurt and is pouring it on her food. Astonishing. Why not just say, hey, they didn't have sour cream. This is an inconvenience, but it's also kind of a healthy choice for me. Let me just go with it. But no, we consciously make the decision to let me go get yogurt instead, and I'll just pour yogurt all over my food. I've never once thought to myself, let me just pour yogurt on my food. Oh, I don't have any ranch dressing, but I really want to dip my pizza in it. Well, I've got yogurt, so I guess that's the next best thing. She's talking about the comfort of fast food, which has a direct connection to the discomfort of her moving. So she's now referring to the 1980 Taco Bell background and just barely chewing. I think she needs the sour cream. She needs the sauces to help kind of ease the food going down because she chews it so little. You would think if, she really was going to reward herself and treat herself that she would make every step possible to enjoy what she's eating. But she's not. She's literally just sitting here devouring it and not even giving her mind or her stomach the ability to understand what's happening. She's talking about how she grew up in fast food culture and in the 80s. And again, is this all validation? What are we doing here? So Chantal is saying she's an Orwellian. Not entirely. Maybe a Darwin creature if we continue down this rate. I can't believe that she didn't think about the green screen and the soda, but there's going to be some great images in this video, I can already tell you. She's just 2 to 3 bites and grabbing the quesadilla. I apologize if I missed it, but is this a steak quesadilla, a chicken? She saw the yogurt. I almost said sauce, but now we know it's yogurt all over her face. And who brought this? Did Sala... I can't envision this scenario. They talked about how expensive the diet foods were and how upset she was. And yet Sala's bringing her Taco Bell. How does that happen? You know, where does he draw that distinction? And she just mentioned, and I guess I had neglected to realize that we're already a day behind on what she ate today. Filming what you eat is too much work now. She's still going to do it, but she can't stick to it. And she's still saying, you know, I'm doing this, but it's all bed-free. Even though to many of us, if this isn't a meal, you know, I don't know what more you're looking for. I guess this is just impulsive eating. This is just giving in to temptations. You know, she said she was going to wait 10 minutes between, you know, those cravings to see if they would pass. She would eat granola. And yet, did it take less than 10 minutes for the Taco Bell to get there? It's very strange to me that she's building her channel up on one thing and then tearing it down on the same thing the following day. At this point, I don't even want to hear her talk about the success of anything. You can't know success unless you know sacrifice. And there's no sacrifice. I mean, her hands are just borderline deformed. And you can tell this makes her happier than any diet meal. And she literally just said, you know, I'm trying to rewire my brain. But are you really? Is going, you know, 72 hours without fast food a real attempt? And she's talking about how this is just, you know, helping her not be negative regardless of the health value while we're just dragging a quesadilla through yogurt. I mean, it just doesn't even sound appealing. Anything to just find a way to take whatever meal it is and make it into an unhealthy option. Just so you have a timestamp, we are at the 12-minute and 30-second mark. And this meal has been engulfed. I don't even think she enjoyed it. I mean, she doesn't even, you know, she mentioned I'm going to start, you know, trying to chew more and enjoy and savor my food. She's not even done chewing before she picks it back up and eats it again. And she's just said, I'm a very fast eater. I need to work on that. Yeah, Chantal, I mean, these would be starts. These would be the things that you should start with before you start to say, well, I'm going to reward myself with Taco Bell. And it's done. So, I mean, from start to finish, I think there's fireworks going off here. Or that's in her video, I can't tell. At least I hope that's fireworks. You never really know. More fidgeting with the hijab. I think, well, she just said this is her lunch, so we'll see how that factors into the eating vlog. I think she's lost track of time again. I think she eats so fast, and now there's just really a lot of, like, silence, staring off, drinking. I think she's trying to calculate in her mind, if I ate that in 4 minutes, I need 6 more minutes of filler here to make sure that I hit 8 minutes. She's talking about how, being hungry every few hours and that hunger scale, a giant edit. It's spicier than she remembers. You would think it wouldn't be with all that yogurt. So she's talking about the background, which we've already discussed. She's mentioning there's a person in the background. She's making up a name for them. And we're stalling. I mean, what are we going to do for the last minute here? Literally just sitting here doing nothing, licking her teeth clean, talking about how in Canada she very rarely went into fast food restaurants. Of course, Chantel, because we all saw that you were ashamed of how you looked to a degree, and you were embarrassed about the amount of food that you would eat. Like, we saw this. That's why you would hide in the car and eat. And now you don't have to do that. You have someone bringing you food. So she's joking about what she ate on. She's talking about a better setup, even though they had a whole room dedicated for content. This is what we get. Makes no sense to me. She's talking about how the green screen is somehow an upgrade to a ocean view. Doesn't, again, make any sense. She's talking about this being her lunch, and I guess we'll see her again with a full meal report, which, hopefully it's an improvement, because this sure wasn't. Love to know your guys' thoughts on this. Appreciate you watching this video. Just like her at a fast food restaurant, I will be back as soon as I can with more content.